The moment I looked up, I realized I had made the biggest mistake of my life. My roommate had turned around at exactly the wrong second. Our eyes met, and for a heartbeat, neither of us said a word. Then she smiled in a way I couldn't understand and quietly said, "You owe me now." My stomach dropped. I was certain she believed the worst about me, but I had no idea that those 4 words would lead to one of the most meaningful friendships I would ever experience. Before we continue, if you believe kindness, hope, forgiveness, compassion, and second chances can truly change lives, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, leave a thoughtful comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps these stories reach more hearts every day. My name is Caleb, and this happened in Portland, Oregon. After losing my construction job during a difficult season, I rented a room in a quiet townhouse owned by a cheerful nurse named Rebecca. She was kind, responsible, and somehow always managed to smile even after exhausting night shifts. We respected each other's space, split the bills fairly, and slowly became comfortable enough to share dinners or talk about our families. I admired how she carried herself, not because she seemed perfect, but because she always found a way to encourage others even when life clearly weighed heavily on her shoulders. The afternoon everything changed. I had returned early from another unsuccessful job interview. Rebecca had been getting ready for a charity banquet hosted by the Children's Hospital where she volunteered. As I walked past the hallway, I noticed she was struggling to fasten the zipper on the back of her dress while looking into a mirror. I quickly turned away, embarrassed that I had accidentally seen the moment. Unfortunately, she noticed me glance in her direction before I could disappear around the corner. She didn't look angry. Instead, after a long pause, she laughed softly and told me I owed her now. My face turned red as I apologized over and over, trying to explain that I hadn't meant to intrude. Rebecca shook her head, smiled, and explained what she meant. She wasn't talking about embarrassment at all. She said that since I had accidentally witnessed her struggling, I now owed her one favor. The favor sounded simple enough. She wanted me to spend Saturday helping repair an aging community center that served struggling families. I had planned to spend the weekend sending out more resumes, but something about her hopeful expression made it impossible to refuse. Besides, I felt guilty about the misunderstanding. Saturday morning arrived with gray skies and steady rain. The community center looked worn down. The porch sagged, paint peeled from the walls, and several elderly volunteers looked exhausted before the work had even begun.
Rebecca greeted every family by name, hugged children whose parents were facing hard times, and somehow remembered everyone's story. Watching her serve others without expecting recognition changed something inside me. As the day continued, I repaired broken steps, replaced damaged railings, and fixed leaking windows. An older man named Samuel quietly worked beside me.
During lunch, he asked why someone my age looked so discouraged. For the first time in months, I admitted how ashamed I felt after losing my job and believing I had disappointed everyone who believed in me. Samuel listened without judgment. He smiled and reminded me that a person's worth isn't measured by a paycheck but by the willingness to stand back up after life knocks them down. His words stayed with me long after the rain stopped. Near sunset, the director of the community center thanked every volunteer personally. While talking with me, she mentioned that one of the local contractors supporting the renovation had been searching for reliable workers with construction experience. Before I left that evening, I had an interview scheduled for Monday morning. The interview led to a full-time position, and within weeks my financial worries slowly began to ease. Yet the greatest gift wasn't the job. It was the new perspective I had gained. One awkward misunderstanding had become the doorway to purpose, friendship, and hope. Rebecca eventually admitted she had recognized how isolated I had become. Her playful comment about owing her had simply been her creative way of pulling me out of my shell and giving me a reason to reconnect with people. She never wanted to embarrass me. She wanted to remind me that serving others often heals wounds we don't even realize we're carrying. Months later, the community center reopened with fresh paint, safe classrooms, and a beautiful playground where children laughed without fear. Standing beside Rebecca and Samuel during the celebration, I realized that sometimes the moments we wish we could erase become the moments that quietly reshape our lives forever. Before we reach the end, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment and tell us about a time when one unexpected moment completely changed the direction of your life. Your story may encourage someone who desperately needs hope today. And if this story touched your heart, please consider liking the video, sharing it with family and friends, and subscribing for more uplifting stories of faith, compassion, forgiveness, and second chances. Sometimes life doesn't change because of a grand miracle. Sometimes it changes because one person chooses kindness at exactly the right moment, and another person decides to accept it.